You reach for your phone. Just one notification. A quick glance to clear the red badge. You tap the icon, and the world outside the screen ceases to exist. The light from the display washes over your face, locking your focus into a narrow, glowing tunnel. You scroll. A headline about a conflict in a country you cannot find on a map. A video of a stranger shouting into a camera. A curated feed of lives that seem more vibrant than your own. You do not notice the sun shifting across the floor. You do not hear the clock ticking on the wall. 40 minutes vanish into the void. When you finally look up, the room feels unfamiliar. Your chest is tight, a dull ache of restlessness pulsing behind your ribs. You are exhausted, yet you cannot stop. You are deep in the grip of a machine designed to hold you. This is the texture of modern life. You are trapped in the trance. The irony is that this trap is not new. 2,500 years ago, in the dust of ancient India, a man sat beneath a tree and diagnosed this exact human condition. He did not have glowing screens or algorithms, but he understood the mechanics of the mind perfectly. He identified the core human struggle: distraction, craving, and a restless inability to be still. He saw how the mind jumps from object to object, never satisfied, always hunting for the next stimulus. We like to think our problems are unique to the digital age, but we are simply using upgraded hardware to run the same old software of suffering. The Buddha called it the monkey mind, a creature that swings from branch to branch, never letting go of one thought until it has grasped another. Today, that monkey has a high-speed connection. The restlessness you feel, that physical itch to check for updates, is the same impulse that has haunted human beings for millennia. We have just built a global infrastructure to amplify it. The technology is new, but the vulnerability is ancient. You are not fighting a modern glitch. You are fighting a fundamental aspect of human nature. Look closer at the device in your palm. Those icons are not neutral tools. They are the front lines of a sophisticated, high-stakes war for your cognitive resources. Every feature, every notification, every color choice is the result of thousands of hours of engineering labor. These teams have one singular, cold objective: to hijack your attention and keep it locked within their ecosystem. They are not building for your well-being. They are building to trigger your biological reward systems. They work in direct opposition to sati, the ancient Buddhist practice of mindfulness. Sati is the act of anchoring your awareness in the present, of choosing where your focus lands. But the machine is designed to make that choice for you. It anticipates your boredom, exploits your curiosity, and feeds your restlessness before you even realize you are hungry. You are being tracked by algorithms that know your habits better than you know them yourself. They map your triggers, measure your dwell time, and refine their tactics to ensure you never look away. The question is, now that you see the trap, will you continue to play their game? Beyond the hunt for your attention, these platforms operate as a relentless comparison engine. Every scroll forces you to measure your life against the curated, filtered highlights of thousands. You see a vacation, a promotion, or a perfect meal, and your brain instantly calculates a deficit. You are not just consuming content, you are participating in a global scoreboard where you are always losing. This creates a desperate need to defend a fixed, permanent version of yourself, a version that must win. But Buddhism offers a radical alternative: anatta, the teaching of no fixed self. It argues that there is no solid, unchanging you. The self is a fluid, shifting process. When you grasp that your true nature was never entered into this competition, the game loses its power to hurt you. Everything on your screen screams that the world is ending right now. The red banners, the breaking news alerts, the viral outrage, they are engineered to manufacture a sense of immediate crisis. Urgency drives engagement, and engagement drives their profit. But there is a fundamental flaw in this manufactured panic. It ignores anicca, the law of impermanence. Look at the headlines that dominated your attention last month. Where are they now? They have dissolved. That controversy that felt like a permanent stain on the world has vanished into the digital ether. When you apply the lens of impermanence to your feed, the chaos becomes a filter. Before you tap, before you react, ask yourself, will this matter in 3 months? Almost nothing you see on that screen passes the test. By realizing that this digital noise is temporary, you strip it of its power to command your focus. You stop reacting to the phantom urgency of the machine and start observing the world with a clearer, calmer eye. You are the one deciding what is worth your time. Consider the parable of the second arrow. When pain strikes your life, a loss, a failure, or a difficult truth that is the first arrow, it is an unavoidable reality of existing in a physical world. You feel the sting, you acknowledge the impact, and you move through it. But then, the mind takes over. We begin to doom scroll. We compare our private suffering to the curated lives of others, and we spiral into a cycle of self-blame and guilt. This is the second arrow. You are firing it into your own wound, deepening the injury long after the first arrow has landed. Digital life is a machine specifically calibrated to fire that second arrow repeatedly. Every notification that invites you to judge yourself, every feed that prompts you to regret your choices, and every algorithm that triggers your insecurity is an invitation to pull the bowstring again. You are not just dealing with the world, you are actively participating in your own distress. The Buddhist path is to feel the initial pain fully, then choosing to put the phone down before you inflict further damage. You have the power to stop the cycle. Social media functions as a relentless comparison engine. It forces you to measure your life against the curated highlights of thousands, turning your existence into a scoreboard where you are always losing. But Buddhism offers a different perspective. Anatta, the teaching of no fixed self. There is no solid, permanent you that needs to win a competition. The self is a fluid process, a shifting current, not a final rank to be defended. When you realize your true nature was never entered into this digital contest, the game loses its power to hurt you. You stop trying to curate a version of yourself for an audience that does not exist. You stop seeking validation from a machine that only knows how to count clicks. This is the radical choice. You feel the first arrow of reality, but you refuse to reach for the second. You look at the glowing screen and see it for what it is, a simulation of connection that replaces the real thing. You stand up, you walk away, and you reclaim your attention. The game only continues if you keep playing. By choosing to step off the field, you finally become the master of your own focus. You are no longer a participant in the machinery of your own distress. You are simply here, fully present and entirely free. To reclaim your mind from the digital current, you must adopt 3 specific habits. First, the intentional open. Before you tap an icon, take one full breath and ask yourself what you are seeking. Make the action conscious, not reflexive. Second, the second arrow check. When you feel a sudden spike of anger or inadequacy, pause. Ask if this is a real event, or your own reaction fueling the fire. If you recognize the second arrow, close the tab immediately. Do not feed the flame. Third, the screen-free window. Dedicate 20 minutes every single day to nekkhamma, or withdrawal from sensory overload. Put the device in another room. Sit in silence. That is the space where your own thoughts live, undisturbed by the algorithm. These are not merely suggestions. They are the mechanics of freedom. You are building a boundary between your attention and the machine. The technology is new, but the solution is ancient. It still works. Start now by closing this window and sitting with your own presence. The digital age did not break human nature. It simply exposed how fragile our attention has always been. We have spent centuries looking outward for answers, building tools to bridge the distance between us, only to find that these tools have become the very walls that keep us from ourselves. The technology is new, but the solution is ancient. It still works because it does not require an upgrade. It requires only your return to the present. You are the one who decides where the focus lands. You are the one who holds the power to break the cycle of craving and restlessness. When you look at the world through the lens of impermanence, the urgency of the screen fades into the background. The noise settles. The frantic need to be everywhere at once dissolves into the simple, quiet reality of being right here. If this resonated, subscribe. But more importantly, consider putting the phone down for the next 10 minutes. Do not reach for the next video. Do not reach for the next notification. Just sit. Listen to the sound of your own breath. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. In this silence, you will find exactly what you were looking for all along. Presence is not something you download. It is something you uncover once you stop the machine from running your life.